So what you're doing is obviously you're separating the actual NIL collective and deal with what role, when everything's done above board, that the university has to play in any of these situations, and the head coach, which is next to nothing besides just presenting, hey, we have these opportunities for you.
And Mark, let's be honest. I mean, NIL, it's pay for play. We knew that's what it was going to be when it was announced. Does name, image, likeness need to hold a place in college football? Yes, I do think players should benefit off their name, image, and likeness, especially with all the money that's raking in off these television contracts that are coming up as well. It's kind of crazy. Some normal college student can go start a YouTube channel. They can sell T-shirts with their face on it and somehow get money off of it. And college football players were not allowed to do that. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some benefits of that, but if they're using their name, image, and likeness, and other people are too, they should be able to benefit in some way. But with the Wild West and without the regulations that the NCAA gave, which we knew that was going to, we knew this was going to take part when the NCAA just said, here, y'all deal with it.
Yeah, and what Billy Napier is going to have to deal with, and the football program, is just, regardless of what the truth is, the perception that, okay, anybody that's from here on out offered an NIL deal at Florida, is it going to fall through? Is it going to be an issue?
Right. There's two things I think to go along with that, Mark. That's one angle of it, is can now future recruits trust NIL deals at Florida in the Gator Collective, and whoever other NIL entity at Florida is coming through to do that. But also, Mark, just think about, what if it had worked out and that $13 million number is out there? All right, is the next quarterback Florida goes after going to want $13 million? Is Tennessee's quarterback going to want $13 million? Is LSU's quarterback going to want $13 million? So there is I think, chain reaction to this as well, especially if it would have played out that way. But I do think, this opened up a lot of eyes around the country in how to deal with NIL, make sure the communication is all on the same, the same wavelength. Everybody's on the same page moving forward, so their programs don't run into this.
You can shed some light on this possibly, because I have heard that the university, well, not again, we want to separate the university from the collective, that the collective kind of bid against itself, that, the whole, I think this coming from more the Miami contingent, that, he wanted to come here. He was a Miami guy. Obviously, Florida swayed him with more money and a better deal, but it fell through. And
Mark, before we move on from that part, even when he committed to Miami, we heard he really wanted to be at Florida, and the first Miami choice was because of NIL. So, like I said, it is according to what angle you're coming from. Of course, I'm coming from a Gator angle, and that's part of it too. But I mean, don't get me wrong, he didn't flip to Florida for the goodness of his heart. I mean, I do think there is some truth that he probably wanted to be at Florida ultimately, but it was going to still take a quote unquote NIL deal to get it done.